My name is Amenny and I'm the founder of One World Real Estate Group, a property investor, property entrepreneur, and also a property owner for the past 25 years. I've been helping many property investors to plan their property and how can they do their exit plan. I want to congratulate you for being here and to discover the new trend of the property investment. How many of you would like to know the secret of setting up your own private REIT? If you are having this thought for the past few years or past few months, especially after the MC, this is probably the time that actually you'll be able to have more ideas and how can these few things put together. Without further ado, I'd like to promise you I will do everything in my power to give you more values so that you won't waste your time for being in this webinar for the next 2 hours. Alright, let me start my sharing with you. Rethinking of real estate investment. Rethinking of real estate investment, and why we would like to share this is because we have been the property investor and also the property owners for the past many years. I believe many of you also having the same journey as me. There's not a theory, but we would like to actually put everything, the implementation formula into it and helping the owners. If you are having a few pieces of property, then this is the time that actually we would like to share with you. How can we put the formula which will help the property developer, the property investor, that they have already investing in the past, and this is the time they probably think, whether this is a right time for me to sell. Everyone know if you actually follow many gurus. So when it comes to the property investment, we always say that invest low and sell high. But when it comes to the reality, is that this formula that we can use at every time? Definitely it's not. In the past 25 years on my investing journey, so I follow many gurus from the property investment, spiritual, how can I build up my leadership and so on. So this is the thing that actually I've gathered. So in today's session, I'm trying to actually create more values for those who are attending this session. And also these are some of the track record that actually I have. I've been inviting by some of the university and also some property platform to share about the trend and also the new things that actually happen in the real estate industry for the past 10 years. So I also a coach and also a speaker and also a leader to a lot of property newbies in the market. This is some of the talk that actually I'm giving. So especially a few years ago, we are talking about the tenant management. How can we create some of the property that are from the long term to the short term? So this is some of the journey that actually I have been gone through as a property investors and property entrepreneur. All right. So in this session, why is it so important for you to stay back till the end of this session? Is because whatever thing that actually you see here, there are 4 different area expert from Dr. Wong, who is our mentor. So he's actually very well versed in the corporate finance. Myself in the property line for 25 years, and my good friends Elizabeth Siu have been also actively involved in the property platform in the many years in the property industry. Last but not least, a lawyer called Kelvin. A lawyer Kelvin is also our friends that are well versed in all the legal aspects. So this will be the combination that we are putting in for the zigzag puzzle that we are going to share with you. Call it the new business model that are able to help you in your property investment. Are you seeing this as a crisis or an opportunity? I always ask my friends. So there are so many property, they always say, wow, this time die already. Because why? The property going to crash further. Is it so? So it's very important for us when we want to start something new. All right. So if we are actually looking this thing into a very negative angle, then definitely we don't have any new plan or creative way for how can we come up with a strategy. All right. So we want to make sure that we will give you the strategy and also to make this four puzzle that actually to link together, so to give you a new ideas and a new strategy and also the formulas that you can just copy and develop. All right, so then you probably want to utilize it during this time, the crisis time. How can you create an opportunity for your own investment? All right, what I want you to do is, of course, you need to commit. And if you still haven't started the thing, then I want you to grab a pen and the paper. In today's sessions, I'd like to ask how many of you would like to discover the secret of creating your private REITs? You probably heard about REITs again and again, but somehow you do not know how this works. We have been spending many months, especially our weekend session, to do a lot of research and to come up with this formula. I want to do my very best for this following 1.5 hours, so that you won't waste your time to spend together with us on the following sessions. And without further ado, I would like to share my slide here with the topic of rethinking of real estate investment. Before I start, let me do a little bit of the survey. How many of you have invested in the past and you're holding not only one but few property? If you are holding one, then you put +1. If you are holding more than that, you just put the number at the back. All right, so this is important because why? In this session, we're going to walk you through why these REITs will be the trend for the future. All right, now in the whole session, we will be going to walk you through the proven formula used in many property developer, property investor and property owner that they have generated more than millions, few millions, and a couple of millions, or 100,000 millions, and this step-by-step strategy. All right, so we would like to give you the simple and easy to copy method towards the end of the session, so at least you have an idea. To create a private REIT is definitely possible. So I've been attending a lot of gurus training and start my own business in the past 25 years. And you can see that actually from this slide, then there are a lot of gurus that actually I've been followed with a lot of certificates in it. And with that, I also invited by some of the platform, so media as well, to do a bit of sharing about the property investment, and invited by the university to conduct some training to the young people, all right, to the young investor. So these are some of the background that I have. So in today's session, I'm not only the speaker, and I'm going to invite another 3 more different experts from a different area. So like my mentor, Mr. Dr. Wong Jackson, so he's actually in corporate finance, and my good friend Elizabeth Siu, so she is very well known in the property tech industry. So she also a consultant and writer. So, and the last but not least, Kelvin in the legal part, because this is the new model that we're going to review to you today. Now, a lot of people say that 2020 is actually a property crisis. It's a crisis everywhere. All right, what about you? How do you see that this moment? Are you seeing it as a crisis, or are you seeing it as an opportunity? These are the two different faces of your coin. All right. So if you're seeing it as a crisis, definitely after the crisis there will be an opportunity. But would you like to be the game changer in this tough market, or you are just like everyone, you just wait and see? All right. So what I want you to do is to commit yourself for at least 2 hours. You may now go and grab your pen and also your paper to write down some important thing that actually which might strike you in the session, because today's session is not only a one speaker and there is a 4 speaker. Definitely there are something for you to write down, all right, to take notes, all right. So next, I want you to participate when I or other speaker ask you question. Please also have the interaction with us, and please also do one thing. Even though you have been investing for the past many years, all right, just like a lot of people, when they go and attend the training, they say, this one I know already lah. So once you say you know, all right, so then you will actually close your mind and you will stop learning and you stop seeing a new thing probably will come to you and give you a new ideas. So what is this webinar for? This webinar is for some people that you already have some property in hand, or you are someone that you probably want to invest. You want to start your investment, you can stay back. All right, because for you to learn a new thing, so it will able to help you to avoid a lot of mistakes that actually I and some of my property client that actually make. All right, so that you can actually shorten your learning periods. Okay, if you want to start a new business, or you want to probably you already have a business but you want to actually restructure your business, this is also for you, because you might able to see a different strategy, a different ideas that my mentor going to share later, because he's someone that I really admire. And also another person that actually you are looking forward is Elizabeth. She's someone that very creative and can share with you a lot of new things that you probably never heard it. All right, so why are we so different? We are actually not just like a normal seminar, the webinar that actually you are attending, because we are putting this zigzag puzzle together, and we want you to see things differently. All right, so this will be the whole structure of this 2-hour session, that we want to give you the new formulas that if you are property investor, you need another thing called investment, creative investment strategy and the structure. How can you put this thing together? Ultimately, how can you cash out and have the exit plan is by leveraging on the capital mechanism and the corporate finance area of how it comes in to help you to maximize your profit. So last but not least, the most important part is you need a corporate legal advisor and consultant to make everything legally. All right, so this is the 4 zigzag puzzle that we are going to walk you through for the 2 hours. All right, and after the 25 years as an entrepreneur and property investor, we discover this in a hard time. So we don't want you to repeat the same mistake. So we want you to start something that actually is easy to copy and is able for you to model it after the session. All right, so the hard way is if today you are the property investor. All right, so I believe you've gone through the same pain as me. All right, so I started my journey of my investment 25 years ago. So I always need to attend to my tenant issue, then the rental collection. So when the tenant is actually not paying, then I need to also keep track of the monthly this rental collections. I need to act like Along, you know, the loan shark. I always actually need to keep calling the tenant. Hey, if you don't pay, then I will going to stop your water and your electricity. I don't know how about you. All right. So towards this whole journey of my investment for the beginning, especially for the past 10 over years, I've been actually doing this on my own until a few years ago. I finally have this idea. I no need to do all this on myself. I can hire other people to do it. All right. So, but the price that I pay is actually quite high. All right. So for a lot of investor, I believe you do the same thing as me. You need to file in the client. You need to actually also keep checking the client whether they pay you and so on. Then during the MCO periods, especially in 2020, I finally realized one thing. Okay, when the market situation and the economy is no good, the tenant tends to delay the rental. All right, So with that, some people will start to call you Mr. Landlord and Mrs. Landlord. Okay, I lost my job already. Now I couldn't pay my rental. Can I delay for some time? Can I actually ask for discount? Because government say there's a moratorium for a property owner. So can I ask for a discount? So all this kind of request is coming in. All right. So it's making our life more tougher. All right. So at the end of the day, we still need to actually sit down, and if you don't have the accounts and the finance people that with you, then you still need to do the submission of tax yourself, all right, to give the company, if you are renting to the company, all right, you need to come up with the statements, all right, and you need to upkeep your property from time to time, the aircon, then the water heater, and so on. All right. So all this is the pain that actually the property owner went through. So you need to keep track of all of your rental payment. All right. By having this clear record, a crystal clear record that actually when the income tax come to look for you, then you have the proper record to show them, so that you are not running out of the tax. Okay, so therefore, with all these things that actually the pain that the property owner need to face, therefore REITs is one of the things that actually is going to give a lot of the opportunity for those newcomer, all right, so which they don't want to go through the hassle, they don't want to go through the pain, they don't want to everything do that by themselves. All right, so if you have been struggling for the past many years as a property investor, okay, this is probably why you want to stay back and listen to these few people talking about this new concept, rethinking of real estate. My goal for this webinar is, by the end of this session, you will be able to unlock your property and to move your property into a private portfolio, a private REIT, so that you can hire people to help you to do it. All right, so you can either hire people to do it yourself, all right, or you can also work with us, all right, and you probably also can pass everything to us to help you to do it. All right, next we will be also walking we will be also walk with you, all right, about the trend and also the resources that we have, so that you are not alone. Because many times when we want to start something new, all right, so we go and crack our head for many nights by not sleeping, so then to come up with the strategy, but somehow when it comes to implementation, so there's a lot of difficulty for us to also find a support. So in this session also, we're going to actually set up in our training. After the training, then we also will set up a community that are able to support you, and if you have some question, then you can have an environment to ask, all right, because we are all in the same boat. Next, in the whole session also, you'll be able to have the implementation guide, so to analyze your property first, then after that you can come up with a design, a new design, and also to develop a new set of the model that you want. So, and also you will be able to implement it immediately after the webinar. So you can actually go and find your resources as well. If you don't want to work together with us, no problem. All right. I would like to actually ask you, who makes the most of real estate eco chain? All right. So many people that we know, when we talk about the eco chain, then we need to start from a piece of land. Okay. A landowner make the most. Can we say that? Not really. What about developer? When they have the piece of land, they are building few thousand of property onto it. I think the developer should make the most of the money. But many years ago, I always got this feedback from the developer, because I'm running a real estate agency. They said, "Oh, your agency actually make better money than us, you know. But is it true? I don't know. All right. And but agency, as an agency owner, you guess what? All the agents are making better money than agency because they are getting 80%, 90% of the commission. So at the end of the day, who makes the most of the money? Property buyer, investor? No, now they say they are suffering. It's actually bank. Because, just quote an example, today, if you have the property that costs you 500,000, okay, and you are taking the loan for the tenure of, let's say, 70 or 80%, all right? So, you are taking, let's say, 400,000, and by the end of the tenure, if you are not settled the property or you are not selling the property, you probably pay to the bank double or more than double of your installments, right? So in actual, whoever are in this eco change, they are giving the finance, they are the most profitable person in the whole eco change. All right. I believe everyone, if you read the book called Rich Dad and Poor Dad, you definitely also have this dream and also the ideas that you want to be a landlord, because landlord is somebody that actually you can sleep. After that, the property will work for you. All right. So by the end of the day, every month end, then you will actually got your rental. So the rental, you can utilize it to pay your installment. So this is the very good idea of the property investment. So if you actually looking if you actually watching before the 包租婆, okay, that kind of movies, so then you know lah, the 包租婆 actually got one property, then after that, then he rent it to people, then at the end of the day, then he enjoy by sleeping until don't know what time, then wake up, then straight away, then people pay her the money. All right. So, but in reality, is it so good to become a landlord? So I walk you through just now the pain that actually I have and some of my clients have. All right. So, but definitely this one is everyone's dream. Everyone want to become the landlord of the future. But how? All right. So now I want to share you another story. Borrow chicken to lay egg. All right. So this story is like that. Okay. So there's one guy called Xiao Ming and the other guy actually called Xiao Kang. So two of them are good friends. All right. So then, in fact, what they do is the Xiao Ming actually go and borrow the chicken from Xiao Kang. Okay. Then after borrow the chicken and keep the chicken in the garden for a few days, couple of days. Then finally, you know what? The chicken lay egg. Okay. So in the logic way, the egg is actually belong to Xiao Kang or Xiao Ming. By right, it's actually belong to the Xiao Kang. All right, Xiao Kang is the owner of the chicken, but how come that now the egg is actually belong to Xiao Ming? Is because the chicken lay egg at this Xiao Ming's house. All right, so Xiao Ming can choose either to give it back to the Xiao Kang or he can make it into a few dishes like fried rice with egg, then steamed egg, then they can make it into cake, right? So this is a concept of leveraging from the finance to buy property, all right? It's the same concept because when you buy property, you are borrowing money from the bank. Then after that, when you make the profit, you are still paying the installment to the bank, and also you do the full settlement. Whatever money that actually you make, okay? So you will keep the portion, right? Same thing, we say borrow chicken to lay egg. All right. So, but where is the chicken? All right. So in this stock market, we need to know where is the chicken. How can we find the chicken? And if you actually watch the video or you read the book called Where is the chicken? All right. So where is the chicken now? All right. So if you read the book called Who Moved My Cheese? Okay. If you never watch this movie, watch this video. If you never watch this video or you never read this book, okay, what I want you to do is take your time, all right, and put in the chat group, okay? So if you read this, who moved my cheese before, then you put cheese. All right, so then I know that, oh, okay, you watched this before, all right? So I want to borrow this concept, okay? Who moved my cheese into who moved my chicken, all right? So most of the time when we are doing investing, we tend to forget. Ultimately, who makes the most is the bank, all right? So if we want to leverage this story, all right, and to become the winner at the end of the day, when we are doing our investment, so therefore, this is a very important story that we need to keep reminding ourselves, we keep to memorize, all right? So we want to be the one that actually who have the most of the chicken, okay? So REITs coming into the picture, all right? And many property investors, because of the hassle of managing so many things, the pain and the hard way that actually I shared just now. So REITs is one of the new thing that actually probably for a lot of young people that they want to have a peace of mind when investing. So why real estate portfolio needs REITs right now? Okay, we need to think differently when we wanted to invest with the investment that we wanted to put in, the money, the effort, okay? So the think differently with REITs and unlock your portfolio. If you're someone that actually holding a lot of property now, and I want you to seriously look into this model. So what is REITs? We need to copy and we need to actually learn REITs first before we start our own private REITs, because that's why people want to invest together with you, okay? REITs is referring to real estate investment trust, and REITs, they own all the property and they are actually getting this property to help them to generate the real estate income. So then there are two types of REITs. They can be listed and also unlisted, all right? So definitely for the private REITs, we're talking about how to start up the private REITs, then on the unlisted method, then ultimately our goal is actually go on unlisted, all right? So they will be paying out 90% of whatever income that they make to the units holder. So then, of course, there's a lot of benefit on the stamping and the RPGT is all exempted, all right? So, and it's also very protected, very safe when you are investing in REITs, all right? So, how this works? We only know the REITs, all right? But many people just like me. So in the past, I rather choose to manage myself and I didn't actually invest in REITs before, all right? So how this works? So today's session, okay, you need to actually have the basic understanding about the unit holder, then the invest in REITs, then how the REITs actually work. So this is the combinations of the whole REITs that it comes with a REITs company, then the REIT units holder actually invest in the REITs. Then after that, the REITs company actually appoint the trustee, and also they appoint the manager to help them to manage and to receive the property rental. So, and also think of the strategy to increase the profitably and also to find the better way to market their property to their tenants. Okay, so then after that they have this property. If they are able to generate the returns, then they can actually sell it. All right, so then they sell it, then they can actually give back the income to the REITs company. So this is how it's structured. All right, so today, how can we mirror the same thing in our own portfolio to create our own private portfolio into something called private REITs concept? All right, so always remember, cash is king. A little bit of regret that when my mentor kept talking to me about asking me to cash out my property during the good time. So I didn't do so until lately when the pandemic happened. So in fact, out of my so many properties, I only have 3 properties in cash. So therefore, comparing the cash and also the mortgage, so I think that's a huge difference. So that's why after this pandemic, we're moving into the new norm. We're talking about the new property tax. How can it bring the benefit to this real estate industry? Cash is king. All right. So that's why if we are able to become the game changer, to be the first mover in real estate industry to convert our property into private REITs. So this is something that actually very interesting. All right. So now, why REITs? Why actually you want to do that? Because of this pandemic, I also seeing a lot of people that their property being auctioned, being taken back by the bank, and ultimately the property is actually under auction. So therefore, this REIT will be the next future trend. All right, and a lot of people, they will start to actually turn their property into this kind of the model. Because why? I mean, just like me, I'm thinking if I am the investors that I have investing for the past many years, I probably don't want to do everything on my own already. I rather pay someone to do it. All right. So this is why actually I say that to unlock your portfolio asset is the right time now. All right, because you can model the successful people which they have converted so many things, and this is actually learnable, and also you can copy it and just implementing it easily. So why actually this is a big market for the people that actually they wanted to invest in REITs? Because just like the traditional investors in the past, we also want to have the bungalow, a nice bungalow, all right, in Canning Hills. But we can't actually do everything on our own. We can't actually invest everything. So can we leverage on other people and buy a small share that we can also own a bungalow in a small share in this Canning Hills? Okay, so after having the bungalows, I also actually want high-end property in KLCC. Okay, so because I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, so now I want to also have the high-end condos. What if someone that actually that commercial property is a good choice? All right, you want to invest in Bangsa. Okay, so can we talk to these people that they probably have the property, and we can actually bundle them together? All right, so then now these new REITs that you have a different kind of property that you are able to generate a different portfolio together. So which are some appetite for some investor that you can come in together. So there are different kind of REITs that in Malaysia. Then they have the we call it warehouse REIT. Then they have a commercial office REITs. Then they have hotel REITs. They have these shopping mall REITs, and many others. But Malaysia, we don't have too many variety. Not unlike Singapore and US and UK. They even have a very creative REITs like farm REITs. Then also the different kind of REITs, you see. And in the next session, I think Elizabeth will also review about the stable REITs which a lot of the REITs holder in Malaysia are not doing so. All right, so these are all the different kind of REITs that actually you can find out. Why REITs are so attractive at the moment is because it gives you high and stable dividends. So even though during the pandemic, okay, after we do a lot of survey like the Singapore REITs, many people traditionally they actually invest in the private property, the individual property. They also actually investing in these REITs. Is because why? Because it's actually able to diversify. All right, so a different kind of property. I mean, it probably the shopping mall at this moment their income is not good. All right, but somehow the hospital REITs is actually very good. So with all this combination of stable REITs, so it's actually able to diversify the risk, and also it will be able to balance up the risk of investing in the REITs. Okay, and don't forget one thing, low cost investment. You just need to pay 1,000, 2,000 and even 5,000, then you can actually start your investment already. You don't need to catch a huge income that to show to the bank to borrow the money from the bank. So, and it's actually also very easy to liquidate, just like you're buying share. All right. So, and don't forget, as a property owner, you don't have to like us, the traditional investor, that you need someone to attend to your tenants when there is a leaking. All right. When the aircon is not working, you have they have a professional team to help them to manage the whole thing, because it's in bulk. So it's actually very economic to actually engage a team to help them to manage and maximize and lower down the cost. So low risk and always give a medium and high returns at the end, towards the end of your investment. So then the risk share price also can rise. All right. So it's actually also follow the market, the share markets. So these are the 7 good tips that actually why 7 good thing that actually why people consider to go into REITs than they own their own property. All right. So what determines the value of real estate assets? So definitely, I think if you have a property, then you need to actually also make sure that your property are in the good locations. All right. So it's very easy to accessibility. It's good accessibility that actually you can find the shopping mall, then school, hospital, highway all around. All right. Then it's visible. So you need to put everything, the information together. All right. Before you come to our masterclass. All right. What we want to do is, when you come in, then we want to make sure all the information is actually in proper, so that you are able to take yourself into the next level easily. All right. So definitely you may ask, hey, I don't have so much of capital to start my own REITs. How can I do it? If you still remember at the beginning of my session, I'm actually sharing about borrow chicken to lay egg. All right. So this is a concept that actually you probably can leverage on your friends, a family member property, that actually to make it together, to stable it together, then you can start it up with the few properties that to go into this. All right. And last but not least, the most important thing is whether this thing is actually binding to the regulations or not. So therefore, you need to stay till the end of this session. All right. And you need to make something that actually is dusty, that people actually rush for it. Because as we know, during the crisis, there are so many property around. All right. Why actually I want to invest together with you, and why I want to invest in you. All right. So this is something that actually very important. If you are able to come up with all this information to make this thing together, then you can have a better model, all right, to unlock your property value. So knowing the risk, when you want to start something, you want to start your investment, or you want to start a REIT, definitely there is a risk. Okay. So before you invest or before you start something, then you need to take notes. Okay. Do not assume that this thing is perfect. During the process, during the journey, definitely there will be some hiccup here and there. All right. So you need to have an investor mindset. No matter what happened, you can find the solution. If you are someone that actually you are always have this kind of the attitude and also a mindset, then we welcome you to attend our training. But if you're someone that actually you are not easy to work with people, and you don't follow what other people say, so I think you may want to work on your own model. Okay, so that we welcome only those people that actually they knowing the risk and they want to work together with us, then only we can work out the things together. So you might want to put all these 3 important elements together. You need to have visions. When you start your private REITs, then you need a skill, and you need to actually acquire some skill before you start. All right. So therefore, you need more knowledge about what is REITs and how these REITs work. So in fact, in the whole session of the 2-day training that we're going to conduct masterclass, then we're going to actually give you a lot of the case study, a lot of paper, a research paper that actually we did for you to have a quick start that you can actually copy and model it. And we also have the template that if you are going work with us, okay, you're going to work with us and you probably also lazy to do it, then we have some done for you format that actually you can choose to work together with us. All right. So in the upcoming training, the 2 days, all right, so what we're going to do is that we will going to review some of the things that actually we have done with our client, a case study. Okay, how can they actually change their current private portfolio into a private REIT by copy the method that actually we do for them. Then after that, you have the model, a step-by-step model. Then you can actually develop it into your own model. All right. So in this session, we call it Intensive Private REITs Masterclass. We'll be combining and also getting in these 4 different puzzles to put it together. So then there will be applications web page that actually you need to go in. All right. So you need to fill some of your information before we are getting our people to call you. All right, for the interview, whether you're suitable to come into our training or not. Okay, so for this training, what we're going to do is that we're going to put in the step-by-step procedure for you. Okay, so there will be a different time that actually a different speaker will guide you through the process. And also it's a 2 days full training. All right, so then it's definitely able for you to pick up something. And after the training, we'll be going to set up the environment for you and also follow-up sessions. So if you like to come back for revisions, and in the training, we will charge, we will actually charge you very, very minimum. All right, so then you actually need to go through the interview before you can attend. So we would like you to also invite your partners, okay, working partners to come in together to learn with you, because otherwise when you go back, you try to explain the whole thing to them, it's not easy to do so. All right. So last but not least, thank you so much for going through my whole sessions together, the last 30 minutes with me. So if you like my sharing and you like to see more of my videos, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow my Facebook. And I also put in my phone number in case you need to private me to ask some questions. Thank you so much.